James Gunn spotted his Superman in a $10 million horror flick. Now David Corenswet's taking flight with a reported $217 million box office boom. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. James Gunn's Superman debuted with $122 million domestically and an additional $95 million internationally, bringing its global opening haul to $217 million. See the numbers. That's a powerful punch for DC Studios, especially considering the film's reported $225 million budget. David Corenswet might be soaring through the skies as Superman now, but James Gunn first saw his potential while he was lurking in the shadows, quite literally. The Superman director recently revealed that he discovered Corenswet while watching T. West's 2022 indie horror Pearl, where the actor played a cryptic, slightly pompous projectionist opposite Mia Goth. Gunn shared in a candid, cinephile-driven conversation during his 30-minute guest spot on JM Video Club via Konbini. "I saw a character whose name is just the projectionist, and I went, that guy looks like he could possibly be Superman. I looked up his name on IMDb and said, can you bring this guy in? Let that sink in." A $10 million arthouse slasher, blood-soaked, psychological, and brimming with unhinged energy, helped cast the next Man of Steel.
Wow.
During the same appearance, Gunn rattled off a wildly eclectic list of favorites, from Kung Fu Hustle to Paddington 2 and even The Long Goodbye, which he called his favorite movie of all time. His deep-cut cinephilia is integral to how he casts, writes, and directs. Corenswet, who also stars in the 2024 action thriller Twisters and previously appeared in Ryan Murphy's The Politician, couldn't have picked a more contrasting role than his Pearl character. In Superman, he's taking on the burden of playing one of the most iconic and morally centered characters in cinema history, and somehow, it works. Behind the scenes, it wasn't just the cape and curl that impressed James Gunn, it was David Corenswet's tenacity. The director recalled during a panel appearance, per Collider. "He challenged me on a daily basis to really get the most out of his character, get the most out of his story. Everything he does in the movie is utterly true. You don't ever have a moment, even watching dailies, where you go, David did something that feels stupid, that doesn't feel real, that feels like he's faking it, or he's phoning it in. Never. Corenswet didn't just fill the suit, he questioned it, pushed it, and made it better. From day one, Gunn saw the spark. The funniest thing is I got both Rachel and David's self-tapes on our very first day of casting. I was like, I think that guy's pretty good." Corenswet leads as Clark Kent, with Nicholas Hoult stepping into the role of Lex Luthor and Rachel Brosnahan as a bold, modern Lois Lane. The film avoids traditional origin story beats, instead presenting a Superman already well into his heroic career, navigating both his Kryptonian legacy and human relationships. For Warner Brothers Discovery, the tensions were high. When Gunn and Peter Safran were appointed co-CEOs of DC Studios in 2022, the company emphasized their proven track record thrilling superhero fans around the globe, per Business Insider. And with a Supergirl film starring Millie Alcock now slated for 2026, Superman appears to be laying the groundwork for a revamped, interconnected DC cinematic universe. Will Superman be the launchpad that finally stabilizes DC's cinematic chaos? Can Corenswet carry the torch that Henry Cavill left behind and maybe even burn brighter? Let us know, did Gunn make the right call? Would Pearl's projectionist have made your Superman shortlist? And their chemistry. Gunn believes it's something we haven't seen before in a superhero film. He teased, "The relationship between David and Rachel on screen is complicated. There are long scenes that are about their relationship and the way they relate." Corenswet's casting may have raised eyebrows when announced, but with the first trailer out and critics responding positively, there's no doubt he's winning skeptics over. Pearl might have been a $10 million genre piece, but it gave the world its next Superman. James Gunn's plan takes the DCU beyond Batman, Superman, and other mainstream heroes, and could give space to lesser-known characters. Welcome to Stats In. If you're just joining us, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on notifications bell for more video. Ragman is an underrated hero in DC Comics. As the name suggests, he is usually seen dressed in a suit that resembles rags, with some stories depicting each rag containing a soul. When Rory Reagan failed to save his father and his friends from being electrocuted by a group of gangsters who came looking for the loot they had hidden in the senior Reagan shop, he took on the persona of Ragman to take revenge. James Gunn has recently revealed plans for the DCU after the success of Superman, which includes 4 shows per year, via IGN. Gunn mentioned that he hopes the DCU could release 2 live-action movies and an animated series per year, along with TV shows that will primarily air on HBO Max, allowing many underrated and lesser-known characters to get their own time in the sun. From the Guardians of the Galaxy to Creature Commandos, Gunn has always looked for lesser-known and mid-tier heroes for his adaptations. Superman is the most popular superhero he has tackled to date, which is currently breaking milestones at the box office. However, with this 4 shows-a-year plan, he can get back to adapting obscure heroes. And we have some suggestions for future shows in the DCU. A strong ally of Batman, the Creeper, aka Jack Ryder, is a talk show host in the real world and a journalist who develops powers after he is injected with a serum by Dr. Yates. While he has varying origin stories and abilities, most of his powers include increased physical strength, agility, durability, and a distinct personality from his Ryder persona. A show centered on Ragman could be more of a vigilante story with mystical elements. Ragman is often compared to the golem of the Jewish faith, and his rag suit has many powers. A Moon Knight-esque animated show that is gritty and dark would be a great addition to the DCU. Animal Man does exactly what you think the name suggests. After being subjected to radiation from a crashed spaceship, Buddy Baker develops the power to tap into the abilities of any animal in the world. Some origin stories reveal that he can also tap into the powers of the animal kingdom as a whole, and can hence pull power from extinct animals. A live-action sci-fi drama featuring Animal Man would be a great show for the DCU. James Gunn has the opportunity to bring to life one of the most celebrated comic book runs on Animal Man by Scottish writer Grant Morrison. With a treasure trove of smartly written stories that are bonkers to boot, the DCU Animal Man can raise some mature questions, as Morrison did. A classic James Gunn dark comedy based on the Creeper would be great. Since his association with Batman in the comics is frequent, his show can be used as a way to expand on Gotham City's lore. It can also be an animated series along the Gothic lines of Batman, the animated series, and other DCAU projects. A noir-esque live-action series could definitely give some edge to the DCU, centered around a mystery. It could again expand on DC lore, showing the Guardian of Hub City unravel one conspiracy theory after another. While making it just a street-level story would put it in Matt Reeves' The Batman and the Penguin territory, a bit of mystical elements can set it apart. Upon first glance, Victor Sage, a.k.a. The Question may look like the Watchmen member Rorschach with his pseudoderm, trenchcoat, and fedora. However, Sage is more than that. He is a superhuman detective who solves complex mysteries, and while he is not a match for Batman, the greatest detective, he can still hold his own. A medical thriller, much like The Pit, minus the relationship drama, could be a great live-action series. Midnight's association with the Justice Society of America can make way for many gratuitous cameos, and episodes can see him treat